Hey, what's going on guys, it's Chickens here, back again with the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity character guide. Today we're going to be taking a look at Monk Maz Koshia as he pretty safely beat out the Great Fairies for 3rd in our poll. Maz Koshia plays really differently compared to all the other characters, and a lot of his attacks incorporate Sheikah tech and magic pretty heavily. If we open up his attack menu though, here we can see all of his combos and abilities. Like usual, I'll go over all these in detail and show you what they all do, as well as show you some extra things that it'll tell you on the screen. Before we get started though, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more Zelda content, and let's start things off by taking a look at some of his basic abilities. To start off this basic ability section, we'll first look at his dash attack. So Maz Koshia's dash attack is done by pressing X while sprinting, which will make him do a side-to-side attack while he's mid-run. Moving on now to a strong attack, which is done by pressing X. This will make Koshia pull out 2 Guardian Swords and then launch a moving spin attack, which can then be extended by repeatedly pressing X after. This next ability is Maz Koshia's enhanced ability, which is to leave a clone wherever he dodges with B. Then after a short while, this clone will explode and doing a little damage to any nearby enemies. Maz Koshia's unique action is to grow massive for a brief moment, then you'll spawn a huge hammer and hit the ground in front of him with it damaging all enemies within a wide area. The ability to grow massive and use this attack is tied to a symbol system like Impa, but the way you get these symbols is a little different. Instead of applying symbols like Impa does, Koshia gets symbols through the use of certain strong attacks at the end of some of his combos, and I'll go over which one those are in the combos section. Also, strong attacks will create some Sheikah relics, and can use his unique action to interact with these and get some special effects, so I'll show off a little bit later. Here are some of his weak point smash animations, and they have no additional effects outside of the damage they do. And to wrap up this section, we have Maz Koshia's special attack, where he will grow massive and then shoot a laser out of his face. He'll shoot the laser at the ground in front of him, causing an explosion and does a lot of damage to a huge area. Now we'll go over his Sheikah Runes. We'll start by going over Cryonis first. For Koshia's Cryonis, you spawn a Cryonis block directly in front of him and then use it to jump into the air. Once you're in the air, you can press B to ride the wind, or you can just use some mid-air attacks. And then at the end, when the Cryonis block breaks, you'll also give Koshia 1 symbol. Koshia's bomb move is pretty basic. For this one, you'll create a glowing pattern on the floor and then spawn a bomb in the middle that will quickly detonate afterwards. For Magnesis, Koshia will absorb all nearby metal objects into a pretty big circle in front of him that will suck in and damage nearby enemies. And after the attack is done, he will send the circle flying forward, which will damage all enemies in its path. And lastly, for Stasis, Koshia's Stasis is pretty much the standard stasis for all characters. All he does for this is freeze nearby enemies and has no special attacks or animations that play afterwards. Moving on to the attack combos now, first we'll start off with his mid-air combo since it's pretty useful. Like all mid-air combos, can use up to 3 Ys combined with an X before you land back onto the ground, and each of the Ys here will have Koshia shoot out air sonic booms from his hands that will damage the enemies below him. Each successive Y press here will add 2 clones next to Koshia that perform the same move, and then for the X will create a Sheikah metal ball and drop it on the enemies below, and if you hit this ball with any attack, it will explode and give Koshia a symbol. Or alternatively, you can use your unique action when his ball spawns and make it quickly bounce up and down, which will damage nearby enemies and then explode after granting the symbol like usual. As for regular combos, our combo 1 like usual is the 7 Ys combo, which Koshia will pull out his guardian weapons and unleash some standard attacks. However, after 3rd Y press, Koshia will spawn 2 clones slightly in front of him to help beef up the range and damage for this combo, making it a pretty good combo 1. Next for our combo 2, which is the YX combo, Koshia will do a regular attack followed by a strong attack that will spawn an electric ball in front of him. Then whenever you hit this ball, it will create an electricity field around it that will damage all nearby enemies, and then once it breaks, it will give Koshia a symbol. Or you can instead use unique action on it, which will make the ball bounce forwards, and then at the end when it breaks will create an electricity field around it. The third combo will have Koshia do 2 regular attacks, followed by a strong attack where he will create 2 metal spiky balls beside him, then roll them forward. Like the strong attack in his mid-air combo, if you hit these with any attack, they'll explode and give Koshia a symbol each. Or if you instead use unique action near them, you get them to bounce up and down and explode afterwards, also giving you those symbols. Our fourth combo is the YYYX combo. For this combo, Koshia will do his 3 regular attacks, and then you'll get his huge hammer from his unique action and use it in a giant spin attack. And at the end of the spin attack, you'll slam the hammer on the ground in front of him. You can kind of control what this attack does by using the left stick, but he kind of moves really slowly, so it's only useful for aiming the hammer at the end. The fifth combo is our 4 Ys and X combo. Again, all the Ys are the normal regular attacks from combo 1, then the X will have Koshia pull out a Sheikah ball and throw it to the shrine pedestal, which is spawning a shrine in front of him. The shrine will give Koshia a symbol each time he uses unique actions, so this combo you can pretty much spam his unique actions until the shrine despawns. However, in order to use this combo effectively, you're going to need at least one symbol to use a unique action the first time to get this chain started. Our last combo is the 5 Ys and X combo. For this combo, Koshia will do his regular attacks for the Y presses, and then the X will have him create a metal Sheikah relic in front of him. Then you can repeatedly press X to keep creating these Sheikah relics, and you can create up to 6 which will spawn in a triangle shape. Then at the end you hit them all forward and will all bounce around for a bit, then explode, giving you 6 symbols if you spawned all of them. And like most other relics, if you use unique action here, after these things spawn, you can get them to bounce in place and then explode afterwards, also granting you the symbols. Now I'll end things off with the last section for the video, which is the quick tip section, and we'll start this section off by going over my weapon builds first. So I have 2 different plans for a weapon build for Mr. Monk. So my first weapon build is meant to match up with his hidden seal to get that plus 20 buff, and for that one I plan to use 2 attack speeds, 1 attack range, and 1 strong attack damage. The attack speeds are there so Monk can get off his combos a lot faster, and the 1 range is there to help improve his mediocre range. And lastly, the strong attack damage is mostly there just to get the mash and to also buff up the longer strong attacks like the one found in combos 3 and 6. My other build is just to have all damage per 100 KOs on one of his weapons. This will only get you a plus 15 boost, but having all these will drastically increase his damage output and make that unique action attack more powerful. For combat tips, one tip I do have is to immediately use your combo 6 whenever you switch over to playing Maz Koshia. This combo will almost max Koshia's symbols, allowing you to use your unique action when needed. Another thing I like to do with Maz Koshia is combine his stasis with his combo 6, especially when taking on bosses. His combo 6 usually almost always exposes weak point gauges, and if you quickly use stasis on, you can keep that weak point gauge up. Then use his unique action to get the metal relics to bounce in place, which combined with some regular attacks will absolutely shred any weak point gauge. For taking over outposts, I really like to use his combo 5 for that, since it will allow me to spam his unique action, and since outposts are in a confined area and Koshia's unique action is a decent AoE, this allows you to take over outposts pretty quickly. For all the combos though, I think that combos 1 and 6 are better for bosses, while 2, 3, and 4 are good for crowd control, with combo 5 being good at both. Overall, I think that Maz Koshia is a pretty decent character. His kit is really unique and he stands out from a lot of the other characters, but as far as power level go, I think that he's somewhere in the middle. I wish his unique action was a little bit stronger, and I wish he could stay in his giant mode for longer than that 1 attack, similar to how he is in the boss battle in Breath of the Wild. I also wish he incorporated clothes in his moveset a little bit more to buff up his attack, similar to Impa. His Sheikah Runes are also really basic, and while his combo animations are again really unique and out there, I'm not really too fond of them. The only combos I really like is his combo 5 and his combo 6, especially when you combine that with stasis and a unique action. But that is just my opinion on him though. Let me know what you guys think about Monk Maz Koshia in the comment section below. Also, feel free to share any strategies or tips you may have for playing this character, or let me know in the comments if there's anything in this moveset I may have missed. That's going to wrap up the video for today though guys. That was the entire moveset for Monk Maz Koshia. Next up we're going to finally finish off the character guide series by taking a look at the Great Fairies in a couple of days. And then after I'm done with that video, I'll make a tier list of all the characters in some sort of way to wrap up this entire series and share my thoughts of every character in one video, so make sure to stay tuned for all of those. But other than that, make sure you guys liked the video if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.